Hi everybody, it's Susan I'm at Aurifil today. Aurifil decided to have me back for the Houston Quilt Market. Thank you, Aurifil. Thank you, Erin. Erin's holding the camera, so when I say can you zoom in, it's Erin doing the work. Last time I was here, we talked all about cross stitch. Guess what? This time I'm here, we're talking all about cross stitch. I got a thing for cross stitch, people. We're going to start out talking about cross stitch because I want you to know every time I've designed anything for Aurifil, you can always find it free on the Aurifil site. You're not going to have to pay anything for your patterns, ever, ever, ever. They give you the colors, the chart, you just download it, and you can order your floss wherever you like to order your floss. I personally order mine from Pumpkin Vine Corner. She's a little online shop in Georgia. She ships as fast as you press the pay button. Her name's Jean. Tell her hey, she's adorable, she's sweet, and her customer service is off the charts. But you still have time. This is only an 80 by 100 chart, so you still have time to get this done for Halloween. Zoom in. Plenty of time to get it all finished, okay? So then when you get, haven't we covered pretty much all the holidays at this point? I think we're now back rounding around to Christmas, aren't we? Which was the little Quaker Christmas sampler. That chart is also free, but this one is the very first box I ever did with the colors. And then out of this same box, we were able to get, Valentine's Day came around. We used the reds and the pinks for Valentine's Day. There's a cross stitch on the Aurifil site for the Valentine's Day. Then St. Patrick's Day used all the greens and the golds. That's another free chart for you. And I'm trying to think, what comes after that? Oh, I know. I think I was here last time talking about Little Band Sampler.
Yes.
Those are some pretty bright colors to play with. Okay, so this chart is free on the site. We do have a companion sampler coming along with that using all of these same colors. So I don't know, we don't have a date. That'll be coming up pretty soon because
in November.
November?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so you'll be able to get that and you can use your same box with all of these colors. And then after that, I'm so excited. This is what I'm more excited about than anything in the whole wide world. We are going to do a cross stitch of the month. It's going to be an 8-month program. Can you get that all?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be an 8-month program. You're going to know, you're going to be able to see the picture clearly, but you're going to be able to get your colors the month before. So you're never ever going to be behind in your colors because you'll be able to download the chart. Say we're working these 2 blocks. You're going to download this chart, stitch those, but you'll get the colors for the next 2 blocks. So you'll never be behind on that. The very first month is going to be all of your sashing. We're making this just like a quilt. We're making your sashing first though, only because it just makes it, to me, more comfortable and easy for stitching. And when you start, you don't have to get the colors that go in the sashing because they're being used in the blocks. So you're not getting extra. I'm setting it up the way I like to see cross stitch, or I should say block of the month set up, where there's no hidden features. I can see what I'm doing. I don't have to guess. I'm not going to get behind because I'm going to have supplies. Yeah. So I'm setting up for everything I love to do. So that starts in January. And we're going to lead up to that, right, Erin?
Yes.
Okay, because I am going to show you one of my favorite ways that I store my floss. That's going to be is that going to be on the blog or the newsletter?
Yep, it'll be on the blog and it'll go out in our newsletter as well. So if you want it before it goes on the blog, you can sign up for our newsletter right on our website.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erin. Okay, so how I store my flosses, because this is a great time. If you haven't been storing your flosses at all, if they're still staying in their cute little boxes or still staying in a big baggie, this is a great time to see how I store. So because I think there's 36 colors in here. So this will give you a whole rainbow to play with if you've never played with Aurifil, and if you like cross stitch. But the count will be on there. You could decide your linen. Mine happens to be on 36 count. You don't have to do it on 36 count. You see the size, you can judge that for yourself. And if you don't cross stitch, there's YouTubes. And I promise you, there's somebody you know that cross stitches. So we've done that. Look forward to January. I'm excited. 8 months,
exciting.
people. 8 months. And then I promise it doesn't take that long. So let's see what I've been up to since last market.
Oh, yeah.
Show and tell time and the method behind the way I do my stitching.
Yep.
Okay, so I told you about linen darning. I'm a little obsessed now. I found the perfect cloth, and Erin, we're gonna have to get this out, okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make some charts. Maybe we'll do it with this little band sampler, colors at some point. All it is weaving, people, and I found the way to do it. I can show y'all how to do it now. Well, actually, Erin showed me how. But I've got the perfect cloth that comes out perfectly. It's just so simple. It's so relaxing. It's like that coloring. You know that coloring book where you color with the pencils that everybody's been doing? I don't know that. They're all over the place now.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with needle and thread. And
Amazing.
It's perfect. Now, I've been using, this one I actually use 12 weight.
Okay.
So, but 2 strands is perfect for this. So let's see what else we have here. This is, I think was this the one I just posted on Instagram? Do y'all follow me on Instagram? If you don't, I'm Yard GRL60. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, I think I've pretty much kept up with my cross stitch, except for when I do red, and I'll tell you why I don't catch up with red. Because I do a lot of it, and it starts looking like the same piece, and you think, oh my gosh, is that poor girl never get anything finished? But we finished this one.
Wow.
That one is, I don't remember the chart.
Stunning.
Oh, it's a French chart. It was just so pretty. She's got a lot of interesting details in that one. And this was my favorite red, 5002. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to get to why I do all the reds in just a little bit, I promise.
Okay.
Then we have the alphabet. I finished, and I used 222 something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. This was a lot of outlining, but the chart just was so. This was another French designer, and this was based off an antique. And then we have. This was like really long.
Wow.
Okay, the story behind this is it would have been longer, but I had to take an entire alphabet out because my linen was too short.
Oh no.
So an entire alphabet is missing. It was missing somewhere in like there. But I wanted to make sure I got all of that. And of course I changed all the color. This was Modern Folk Embroidery. If you follow on Instagram, it's Modern Folk Embroidery, I think. He has beautiful charts. They're all PDF.
Wow.
And his prices are really reasonable, but gorgeous charts. And this was an Irish. I think this was an Irish one.
Wow. This is one of the things, if you've been following along with us and subscribed to our newsletter, one of the things that we love about Susan is that she takes these charts and kind of reinvent them in a more modern type of setting. You know, she changes the colors up. She's got a whole thing with colors, so you should check out the blog and look back at her old blog post because it's
I
pretty
talk
awesome.
about color a lot.
Yeah.
The reason I do is if you're stitching on something and you don't like the colors or it doesn't match your house, you're not going to want to finish it. Yeah. I want my things finished. They may not be framed, but they're finished. I may have to sell the house to afford the framing, but they'll be finished. But if it's not enjoyable, you're not going to finish it no matter if you're cross-stitching, if you're embroidering. If the colors are not making you happy, then don't use them, you know? So, and it's so simple to do. Lay your chart, and I talk about all of that on all the different blog posts many times, I think, quite a few times. But this is another red one, and now I think I'll tell you why you see. I know they like the idea of it. Yeah. This was the last red one I finished. I have to look for an alphabet. That's why that is not quite finished. I have to find an alphabet to put in here for my initials. But I'll tell you why you see with my stitching color, and then you'll see a red, color, and then a red. It's because I have this vision in my mind that I am going to have a wall filled with nothing but red and white samplers.
Wow.
I know, right? Is that the theory of it just sounds right.
Yeah.
So I've been collecting and doing, and I'm adding, you know, a little bit here and there, and I really don't mind the color red. I realized I do a lot out of my favorite 5002 red. I realized I needed to venture out a little bit, so I'm going to start adding a little bit more shades so that they'll, continuity-wise, it'll look pretty on the wall. So I just thought this time I would bring some of my red, and I know this one looks oranges, a lot of orange, but there's a lot of pink, but you know what? Close enough to red to me.
Yeah. And for people watching at home now, the color I think is getting changed a little bit on the video, so everything's a little bit lighter in person than what you're seeing on the screen. So you should definitely go check out Susan's Instagram because she has some remarkable photos on there that are better representation of the actual color.
This was a fun chart because I did lay out exactly like I've described in my blogs. I would do a section, and I only had so many colors I was working with. I'd lay the colors out on the section, sit and do it. You can't work as many as your mind thinks you can at night, and I only stitch at night. So I would do a couple of little motifs, and then I would lay it back out again, and I was constantly changing as I went. But you can do that. When you're choosing your own colors, it's your little rainbow. It's nobody else's. You're creating your own colors. So I decided at one point, I actually think I started that I wanted this shade of pink. I don't know. It's a real deep, it's like a bubblicious, that kind of pink, that bubble gum. What is that called? It is bubblicious.
I think it is bubblicious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I knew I wanted this in there. Well, you know what? Orange and pink always matches to me. So it was a matter of fitting that and which shades. That's how this whole thing started. And when I stitch, I do start. I'm weird. Most people start on the left-hand side. I start the upper right-hand corner.
Wow.
I don't start in the middle. I start upper right-hand corner and then keep my fingers crossed when I get to the end that it fits, because sometimes you don't do math right. Like this one is barely. I'm going to have to add something to the ends on this when I get it framed.
Yeah.
So here's some more little red ones. Like this is a really deep red that I'll add to my red wall when I eventually get my red wall. I think I showed this at one time. This is intense. This is an intense stitching that I loved, and it was fun to do. And I'll tell you, the real secret was I really did it because I did the border first, so I wanted to see if it matched up.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Once it matched up, then I was okay about the center.
Yeah.
Then we have some more. This is why I can add all different. Oh wait, is this upside down? Yes, this is upside down. I don't think it really mattered, did it? No. Because all the animals go all different ways.
Oh, right.
They go up.
Oh, I love that.
But this was another one. I think that this might have been a solid. No, it wasn't a solid one color. It had all different colors. It didn't have as many as I put in here, maybe 3 or 4 colors. But once again, it was one of those, if the colors work, if they make you happy, use them. You're not limited to, even on an embroidery, if your pattern calls for 5 colors and there's 9 colors you really like, fit them in.
Yeah.
Stitch them around. You can add your own. Make all of your work your own. It's okay.
Yeah.
There is no floss police out there, I promise you. Now, okay, so this one I don't know will ever hit a red and white wall, but I sure don't think it should only come out during the holidays. So I have to have a holiday wall at this point.
This looks like some little quicker Christmas colors too.
Yeah, they are. And many, many more colors, because there's pinks in there. That just is kind of like, and this was so cool because it's all of the Christmas carols in there.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Oh, that's so great.
Right?
You can see them.
Oh my gosh, look at the date. 2016, that's when I did that.
Oh, wow.
It seemed like yesterday.
3 years yesterday.
Oh my God, I guess I have been working on red. Okay, here's a cute story behind this one.
Oh
so
my
I did,
gosh,
I
that
know,
is
right?
amazing.
Okay, so it took me forever to do like this part. And once again, I started up at this corner and I did this part. Well, I'm in a stitching group, and this is a 36 count. And the girl in my stitching group brought hers in, and she had the bottom half finished. I was perfectly fine with mine ending right there because it looks like it's a finished.
Yeah.
She shamed me just by showing me hers. She didn't shame. Hers was so gorgeous when it was all finished.
Yeah.
I said, "That's it. I've got to do the entire chart."
Wow.
And this one was a blast. I'll tell you the reason like I've always said, I love Quaker cross stitch. The reason these are so much fun, there are so many little motifs in here. They go so quickly. It is so satisfying to know you have finished one little thing.
Yeah.
Even if you're on your way to bed at night, or if you stitch during the day, get one little one done. It's like, got one. It's like self-satisfaction. So I like it when there's little tiny motifs all over the place. And this is so random, it's crazy. This one is like the designer said, you know what? I like it. Let's go in. And then I know I showed this one last time, but oh my gosh, if I get one DM, I get so many DMs about this. This was a Block of the Month program. Now, linens and threads, I believe it was. I was already behind on this Block of the Month program. This is going back to now our Block of the Month program that we're doing. Because when this was released, I thought, well, that's really pretty. I didn't know what color I wanted to do, if I wanted to do multicolor or not. I had to wait to see what it looked like because I wasn't going to start mine. So I was a month behind because then I had to see what the next row or the next release was. Then I could make my decision about my color. And I said, well, I'm going to do one color at this point because I don't know what else this is offering. That's why when I designed our Block of the Month for Aurifil, I thought, I want to be upfront about all this. I don't want you to be behind. Once you get behind, it takes forever to catch up or you don't. Your frustration level is out the roof. You're not going to make it up. So you might as well stay on top of it to begin with. And Erin, I think we're going to be able to give all the colors to begin with if we want. I think we can maybe do it that way.
Absolutely.
But you're definitely going to get, I think it averages out to be about 6 colors a month you're going to get. So which is not huge. It's adding to your little inventory. And I promise you, you saw all the colors. Hold on, let me get all the colors. There's so many different shades. We can go down on this. We have so many different shades. I know that there's only the one shade of the red, but I have so many different shades of the blues and the greens in there. It'll be great if you've never collected the floss to be able to get your collection started.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be like a year of cross stitch.
Well, I know
8 months. But still.
8 months, Erin. You're not taking a year. You're taking 8 months. 8 months, and I'll hold you to that.
It's gonna be
and
so
what
fantastic.
I'd like to do is, this leads us to what we've been talking about for a while now. I may do cross stitch for Aurifil, but you realize Aurifil gives out a ton of stuff, people. A ton of stuff that is free. I've been asking, and I finally get to say it out loud on Facebook Live. I may never be asked to be here again, but that's okay. Let's start a new hashtag to add it to what you already use. Don't take away anything you already use. Let's add Aurifil freebies is your hashtag because I have found some of my cross stitch I'm not even seeing on, say, Aurifil, and I feel like that if you saw it, not just cross stitch, any of the needlework that you can download from Aurifil, that any of the designers have given you for put Aurifil freebie as your hashtag. That way everybody can see what you're doing, and it's like one central spot. I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to add that tag to all of my cross stitch and anything that I've done Aurifil freebie just to help get it started. I know that Hillary will do it also. She'll go back, yay. And at least y'all can see it and y'all can start following the hashtag. Because I didn't even know you could follow hashtags, so not too. I mean, am I that slow on Instagram? I mean,
no.
It's not been that old of a thing, right?
No.
It's been.
Don't say 2 years.
Like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
That's not so bad.
Phew. Okay, no, then we're good. Then I'll go back and do mine. Hillary will go back and do his. That way you can follow the hashtag, and when you get the newsletter, it's always said if it's a freebie. So if you make it, if you're buying the supplies for it, I want to see what you're buying. I mean, I love it, and especially if you're cross-stitching, I want to see what you're stitching on. I'm the best cheerleader out there. I'm telling you, I love to cheerlead when people are doing stuff. So you'll always get me cheerleading if I see an Aurifil freebie with one of my things. So just keep that in mind when you do it. And I think we've covered everything, haven't we? Have we?
So,
Except for, wait, can I tell one more little thing?
Yes.
Okay, one more little thing that Erin and I just started talking about. We may have a new program start this summer that isn't cross-stitch, and it'll be embroidery, right? Can I say it out loud? I said it out loud, folks. It's not cross-stitch. Susan's doing embroidery.
Yay!
But I tell you, it'll be fun, easy, and simple, okay? I promise you that. Everybody will have fun doing it.
So you need to make sure that you're following along with Susan, that you sign up for our newsletter. You want to follow Susan on Instagram. YardGRL60.
Right.
Sign up for our newsletter so you can get those advance notices. And then, if nothing else, make sure to go to our blog because we will link everywhere else. We'll link to Susan.
Don't forget Aurifil freebies. Aurifil freebies, I think, is going to be a game changer for us. I think everybody will then start seeing the stuff done.
It's because Susan is a genius.
No, Susan wants other people on her playground.
Yes. It's more fun that way.
I know. And you know what? When you stay at home and you're playing on all of these media sites, you really are by yourself, but you want to see what others are doing. So we're starting our own big playground.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
I
amazing.
think
It's
I've
gonna
covered
be so much
everything.
fun.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much,
And
Susan.
look, I didn't get cut off.
No cutoffs. No cutoffs.
The music hasn't started playing.
You're right.
I love it.
Thank
okay,
you.
we'll see you next
Bye,
time.
everybody.
Thank you.